On June 19, 2024, an FHP trooper spotted a light blue Toyota Corolla speeding over 100 miles per hour on Interstate 4, aggressively weaving through traffic and passing vehicles on the right. The driver, Jeremy Alfonso Russell, pretended he might pull over, then suddenly cut onto Interstate 275 northbound and took off.
Yeah, bro. Any time you want? Yeah, bro. 1031 or 145 PMT on 46 traffic. Hey, 275 northbound. Bar 594, 4 Bravo Mike, see by traffic? Bar light traffic, entering northbound 35, you might speed. Vehicle hit. Units from speed 51.
Show me a hands! Show me a...
Vehicle taking off, get northbound.
The first pit was heavy. It slammed the Corolla into the barrier and damaged it so badly the car looked nearly unrecognizable. And somehow, Russell still kept running.
Northbound, south 46. Taking exit 46 Bravo.
Pit again, pit again, pit again. Show me your fucking hands now, you're gonna get fucked.
Corolla was already half beat up and sliding, so the trooper ended the chase with a second contact that finally disabled it. Tampa PD rolled in and Russell was caught with a molly tucked in his sock, while the front passenger, James Shia Parks, got caught on Dashcam tossing a container packed with crack cocaine, plus a scale and more drugs in her purse. With felony fleeing, drug possession, and evidence tampering, they could be looking at 5 to 15 plus years, depending on priors. On October 15, 2023, the driver was trying to impress his girlfriend, and for a moment it worked. He'd already embarrassed 3 ASP units on Interstate 40, and that blacked-out Camaro SS looked untouchable, until Trooper Spencer Morris and Trooper Billy Martin jumped into the chase and ruined the whole show. The Camaro pushed up to 140 miles per hour in heavy traffic, and Trooper Spencer Morris stayed glued to it the whole way. Morris went for a pit, but the driver went full reckless and hit Morris's unit, sending the trooper into the concrete wall and down into the median with a disabled car. And right behind them, Trooper Billy Martin slid up and took primary immediately.
4 City, send a 1060, they're 279.
All right, we need an ambulance to the 279.
Take that in a row. Let me see your hand!
You can't crash an ASP trooper and expect a free exit. The driver seemed to realize that, slowed the Camaro down, and tried to play it safe. Too late.
Come here. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Stay away. You just realize you're about to kill one of our guys?
Yeah, no, he hit me, bro. What the
Because
fuck?
you're running.
I was not running, bro. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
you weren't running. Come on. Go. You all right?
Oh, fuck.
Let's see. Let's see. Sit still.
The driver got taken into custody and hit with multiple charges, including fleeing and striking a law enforcement vehicle. And that stack can mean several years in prison. Two Georgia State Patrol units were locked in hot pursuit of Uriah Wade Hall, riding a silver Suzuki Hayabusa and dominating the interstate at 145 miles per hour. Hall was weaving through traffic like a missile, and for 20 miles, no one could stop him. GSP tried a rolling roadblock. Hall evaded the first one with pure horsepower, but the second attempt worked. He lost control and crashed hard in the far left lane. His run was over and EMS was called in immediately. In Atlanta, a drug dealer on a sport bike decided he would test a GSP trooper instead of pulling over. The trooper behind him was Trooper Matthews, the last person you want to challenge if you plan on escaping. The moment he refused to stop, the chase lit up across the city.
Northbound Moreland, coming up to Ormwood. It's a red motorcycle. Unreadable 28.
Northbound Moreland, red motorcycle, unreadable 1028.
Coming up past Ormwood, coming up to I-20. Single male rider, appears to be dressed in all black. Coming up to Glenwood, on the brakes, right turn Glenwood, right turn Glenwood.
Right turn Glenwood.
He's on the sidewalk. Attempt to channelize. He's reckless. We're coming up to red light right here at Glenwood.
The biker tore through red lights and stop signs like he was trying to outrun the whole city. And you can hear Matthews lock in on the radio, calling out every street, every speed, every reckless move with calm precision. That was real experience chasing pure chaos, and the rider had no clue his luck was seconds from collapsing.
Looks like he's having trouble with the bike. Keeps backfiring on him. He can't get the gears right. Coming up to a stop sign. I'll let you know what intersection this is. Give me 1 second. Oh, 1050, 1050. Bad 1050, bad 1050.
All right, get on the ground. You're going to get dog bit. Come here.
The chase ended when the biker tried to slip past a Kia SUV on the right side. The Kia drifted right, clipped him, and the bike exploded into a crash that sent him sliding across the pavement. Troopers found weed and meth in his backpack, stacking up the charges. I am not sure if the Kia driver made a mistake or if it was intentional. What do you think? January 24th, 2022. It started outside a bar in Dalton, Georgia. Police spotted a silver BMW leaving the parking lot and tried to pull it over for no insurance and an improper turn, but the driver had no plans to stop. When he tried to stop it, the driver hit the gas again, initiating a full-on pursuit, heading north through multiple counties. With no traffic nearby, the trooper made his move. The PIT sent the BMW spinning out, slamming into a guardrail, breaking through it, and rolling violently. The driver was thrown from the car. When officers reached the spot where he landed, he wasn't moving. A trooper adjusted his body and tried to open his airway, but there were no signs of breathing. EMS arrived soon after and confirmed it. He was gone. An average night in South Los Angeles completely shattered on May 23, 2026, when LAPD officers spotted a Tesla driving completely out of control up Figueroa Street. The second the cruiser's red and blues lit up, the 23-year-old driver stomped the accelerator and launched into a high-speed sprint. The initial chase lasted barely 60 seconds before officers pulled back due to the extreme danger, but the reckless suspect was just getting started. Moments later, the speeding electric car plowed right into a bicyclist and kept going, proving this guy was a rolling catastrophe.
The vehicle was lost in traveling westbound crossing from Figueroa to Figueroa. We hit a pit at 6 and crossing. Let me get an RA per wall.
Keep going. Hit a pet.
We're heading on the way of being through, right? Conscious and breathing.
That's right there. Yeah. We have
58.
Hold on. Clear.
I just call for 130 seconds. Happy Joseph and Chesapeake. Special one additional unit for MI.
TC. 4-5. We're gonna be code 6 on that white Tesla. We're gonna be on.
This reckless joyride culminated in an absolutely catastrophic and heartbreaking collision at Denker Avenue. In a split second, an ordinary evening turned deadly when the speeding Tesla slammed into an innocent Mercedes-Benz with bone-crushing force. The sheer violence of the impact was devastating, instantly reducing the Mercedes to a mangled heap of twisted metal. But the true tragedy wasn't the wreckage. It was the innocent life stolen inside. While 63-year-old Idris Daoud Mahmoud lay dying in his crushed vehicle, Tamajai Dampier didn't even bother to check on the man he had just hit. Instead, he cowardly bailed out of his shattered electric car and sprinted away into the dark. Officers quickly ran him down and slapped the cuffs on him, but the damage was already irreversible. Mahmoud tragically succumbed to the massive trauma of the crash, his life abruptly ended by one person's entirely senseless thrill ride. Dampier traded his ruined Tesla for a concrete cell, officially booked for felony evading causing death. For violently tearing an innocent man away from his loved ones, he now sits behind bars awaiting a trial that could finally lock him away for decades. It all kicked off at 1:20 p.m. in Dallas when a Flock license plate reader flagged a stolen red GMC pickup. Police quickly located it parked in an apartment complex, but this wasn't going to be a quiet arrest.
Oh, shit! God damn it! You good? Yeah, fucking shit, that's a Mario. Black. Oh, shit! God damn it! You good? Get up!
As the truck rolled back, suspects bailed. One 17-year-old Eric Lampkin Scarborough jumped out with a modified handgun in hand. Officer Marks opened fire, hitting him.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Fucking shit!
Despite his injury, Lampkin Scarborough ran through the lot, gun still in hand. Officer Steed fired again, but missed. Moments later, the suspect collapsed and was taken into custody.
We got one more gun. Hang on. To the fucking ground. I'm not gonna beat it. I'm not gonna be aggressive, so I already told you.
One suspect was caught inside the complex and taken to the hospital. Another was arrested near the stolen truck. All others were taken into custody, except for one who managed to escape on foot. On October 2nd, 2024, Joplin officers tried stopping Volkswagen Jetta near 7th and Jefferson after noticing the driver looked heavily impaired. Behind the wheel was 31-year-old Dakota L. Bell, and instead of pulling over, he punched it. Bell launched straight into a city street pursuit, and just like that, the chase was on.
Dead end. Found on the road toward the dead end. Everybody follow? Yep. We're heading along the railroad track, heading westbound. Stop out on Jefferson again. Speeds are approximately 50. No traffic.
Bell shot through Joplin using every street he could find, running lights and squeezing through gaps. Officers stayed locked behind him, watching a revoked, drug-impaired driver turn the city into his escape route.
Philly, found on 22nd, smoking from the tires, northbound on Kentucky.
Away from me, mother.
404, we got stop 6 to 15 Kentucky.
Eastbound on 20th. Do we have anybody near Connecticut?
413, I'm coming up there. Coming over the bridge, smoking hard.
Speed's 80. Coming up to Connecticut.
Go get that Batman, buddy.
Collision 20th Connecticut.
The chase ended when Bell blasted through 20th and Connecticut and crashed into an innocent driver, sending debris, even a spare tire, flying across the intersection. Officers boxed in the wrecked Jetta and took Bell and Van Kirk down at gunpoint. Burnt foil inside the car confirmed drug use. Under Missouri's new Valentine's law, aggravated fleeing carries up to 7 years in prison. It all started when the driver tried to impress his friends by running from a traffic stop in SUV. But instead of making a statement, he broke his leg and probably his pride. This is Arkansas, and the only thing you impress here is your guardian angel after you survive an Arkansas brutal pit.
Okay, TBI, it's on post time.
Show me your fucking hands now! Hands!
Arkansas State Police moved in fast with a sharp pit maneuver on Interstate 23. The SUV lost control, slammed into another car, then crashed straight into someone's front yard. The driver had a broken leg and couldn't even get out of the SUV. He screamed in pain as officers pulled him from the wreck, while his friends in the car were also banged up from the crash.
Oh, don't do Hey, my leg. Hey, man. Oh, it's like, oh my God.
On February 24th, an erratic Honda Accord caught the attention of ASP Sergeant Stephen Briggs on Interstate 30. The car was swerving wildly across lanes, clearly signaling a severely impaired driver. When Briggs activated his lights, the driver took an exit and briefly popped his door open as if to run. Instead, he changed his mind, mashed the gas pedal, and fled into the city at more than double the posted speed limit.
We're stopped. Step back.
Signal stopping.
Let me tell you a secret. Not a single Honda Accord has successfully fled from Arkansas State Troopers yet. Tearing through a 35 miles per hour zone at 75 miles per hour, the suspect desperately tried to change that statistic.
CFS comments.
The pursuit came to a sudden halt when the Honda blew through a dead end and crashed squarely into a massive rock. The driver, Rodney Warren, bailed into the dark woods, but his drunken cardio was no match for Sergeant Briggs.
Settle her up. Cover this 28 to 11. Frank Boy, Victor Nora, Lincoln.
My auntie and my uncle.
Who your auntie is?
You don't?
No, I don't.
All right, Green.
Tell him I said hello.
Green King gonna be on your ass.
I know. You know what? And if you are really related to Glenn King, you should know better. Because that's an outstanding
Boy,
man.
you
a
funny,
jackass.
You
You a
funny.
jackass.
He gonna be on
And
your
I'll
ass.
tell Mr. King that too.
Tell him, motherfucker. You ain't gonna tell him that, nigga. You a scary ass motherfucker.
And I ain't your nigga.
You a scary ass motherfucker.
That's true
You ain't.
nigga to you, dumbass.
What? You said what? You got the camera on?
Yes, it's on. Smile at it. It's on.
Reeking of alcohol with a cold, open Budweiser on his floorboard, Warren spent the night screaming at jail deputies. Hit with multiple charges, including felony fleeing and DWI, he is now looking at up to 6 years behind bars. For 3 agonizing miles, a Dodge Challenger was the most frustrating vehicle on the interstate, casually camping in the passing lane at a sluggish 65 miles per hour. But the moment an Arkansas trooper hit his lights for a routine stop, that slow-moving roadblock woke up. The driver flicked on his right turn signal to fake a polite surrender, using the brief hesitation to line up a massive launch. He pinned the throttle to the floorboard and vanished, forcing the trooper to push his cruiser to a terrifying 139 miles per hour, just to keep the fleeing vehicle in his sights.
Hands right now, hands! Don't run!
At 120 miles per hour, the trooper executed a perfect pit, sending the Challenger into a violent spin that ended only when it shredded itself against the cable barriers. Gordon scrambled out the passenger side to finish the escape on foot, but he didn't get far. After a chaotic wrestling match in the grass, the trooper and a brave bystander finally pinned the resisting suspect. Driver Dontarius Gordon was hauled off to jail, facing 3 to 10 years in prison. Not every Georgia State Patrol pursuit ends in handcuffs and a ride to the county jail. Sometimes the reckless decision to run ends with a one-way trip to the morgue. That grim reality unfolded on Interstate 75 when TFC Dawson caught 35-year-old Lamar Stegall violently weaving through heavy traffic. Stegall was behind the wheel of a silver Ford, cutting off drivers without signaling and dangerously tailgating at 88 miles per hour in a 55 zone. Trooper Dawson flipped on his lights to initiate a standard traffic stop, but instead of pulling over, Stegall mashed the gas and initiated a deadly pursuit that would ultimately seal his fate. The situation rapidly escalated as the suspect pushed the car to a blistering 120 miles per hour. Navigating through heavy Atlanta interstate traffic, his driving became wildly reckless, posing a massive and immediate danger not only to himself but to every innocent commuter on the road.
Doing speeds of 140 and 140. He took lane for. All right, 1050 overturn. Start EMS. 1050 overturn EMS, please.
Clear 1050.
75 northbound, ramp to 166. Ramp to 166. I'm gonna shut it down.
The fleeing Ford didn't even survive long enough to catch a pit maneuver. As the chase tore toward the Cleveland Avenue exit for Georgia 166, Lamar Stegall's luck violently ran out. Trying to jerk the steering wheel for a frantic last-second lane change, the car completely snapped out of his control. It smashed into a steep embankment and overturned, coming to a crushed halt on the pavement. Trooper Dawson pulled up to the wreckage with his weapon drawn but held his position and waited for backup, noticing an eerie, complete lack of movement from inside the vehicle.
That's blood, bro. That ain't looking good. Yeah, he's probably gonna be. That's probably gonna be a fatal. That's blood. I can't see anything though.
Once extra units arrived and cautiously approached the twisted metal, the grim reality set in. Lamar Stegall hadn't survived the brutal impact, killed by the sheer, devastating force of his own decision to run.
A Camaro SS is built for power, 455 horsepower under the hood, roaring like a beast ready to eat asphalt. It's a car meant for the track, not a high-speed getaway with two small kids in the back seat. But on this day, that's exactly what happened. A state trooper spotted the blacked-out Camaro flying past traffic like it was late for its own funeral. As the driver got a close-up of the pavement, officers rushed to the real victims. Two terrified children, wide-eyed in the back seat. Miraculously, they were unharmed. Officers pulled them out, comforting them as paramedics arrived. Meanwhile, their so-called guardian sat in cuffs, realizing he had traded his freedom for a joyride. Then came the background check. No valid license, outstanding warrants, and just when you thought it couldn't get worse, he was already behind on child support. Oh, buddy, life just hit him harder than that pit maneuver.
What started as a routine traffic stop for a simple seatbelt violation took a wild turn. The driver pulled over like nothing was wrong. But the second the trooper stepped out of his cruiser, the suspect hit the gas and took off. The suspect pushed the car to 120 miles per hour, weaving through heavy traffic, nearly sideswiping multiple civilian vehicles. It was reckless, dangerous, and getting worse by the second.
know about that.
One trooper saw a chance and moved in. At 114 miles per hour, he hit the perfect PIT maneuver. The suspect's car lost control, flipped off the road, and rolled several times before landing in pieces. Despite the brutal crash and no seatbelt, the driver somehow survived with only minor injuries. He was quickly arrested at the scene and now faces multiple charges.
Authorities had been keeping a close eye on this suspect, who had made several alarming threats online, targeting law enforcement, the governor, and others. With tensions high, it was only a matter of time before the suspect's actions led to a confrontation. As the truck sped down the highway, law enforcement knew they were dealing with more than just a reckless driver. They were after someone who had already made it clear they had no regard for the law.
Coming up the north interchange. We're going to be staying northeastbound.
Northeastbound, 3698.
We're saving with them. Secondary, I got the radio. It's right 40. Can you get a chance to get back to traffic? Hit it. And we're out at 156, 107.
That's 156, 107. Copy hit. Very copy.
71 Little Rock, passing the 156, 107.
That's 156, 107.
Pit.
Copy hit.
Do not rush that car. Do not rush that car. 40, get out of your car.
On July 10, 2025, Florida trooper spotted Mercedes GLC flying down SR 408 at 92 in a 60. When he tried to pull it over, the driver, later identified as 33-year-old Darius Demetrius Lowe, hit the gas and took off, weaving through traffic and using the shoulder to pass.
Ten 33 traffic, 1541 westbound, 11 mile marker, 408, 1031 available.
I'm still there till 97.
They're back on grade, Mercedes Utilities are the 2020 model expires 1031 of 25, and it's 54 on 29. Subject for Delta Positive hearing, location on my side.
The Mercedes blasted westbound, topping out at 135 miles per hour. Lowe cut across lanes, nearly causing multiple wrecks, and even brake-checked the trooper chasing him.
Hold on, Mario. Go when he stops.
Single 4 at Miami.
All right, get ready for going.
54 period if you can.
Hold on, Mario. Hold on.
The hit spun the Mercedes into the median wall, then shoved it into the guardrail. The luxury SUV was destroyed, the chase finally over. Lowe ran on foot but quickly gave up. Troopers found fentanyl pills, nearly $4,000 in cash, and a fake Glock-style torch lighter in his possession. Already on release for fleeing police, he now faced new charges with no bond. On June 21, 2025, a white Dodge Challenger driven by Nicholas Charles blew past Trooper Dunham at over 80 miles per hour, with Kebron McFarland, a passenger wanted on multiple felonies, riding along. The Challenger hit 150 miles per hour on US 61, passing cars on the shoulder with zero hesitation. Dunham locked in. The chase was on.
County and Oakville. Three to 35 update.
The Challenger stormed into Luxora at 140 miles per hour, then turned onto Highway 158 and pushed an estimated 160 miles per hour. Dunham was pushing his cruiser to the limit, hitting 140 miles per hour, but even flat out, it wasn't enough.
Where you going? They're back on the way, Pikes out.
After 5 miles with no visual, Dunham ended the pursuit. A few minutes later, another unit briefly spotted the Challenger in Crittenden County, but it vanished again. Warrants went out immediately. Charles, the driver, turned himself in 2 days later. McFarland, the passenger with multiple felony warrants, is still missing and wanted. On July 2nd, 2023, a father chose to run on Interstate 30 East near mile marker 84, with 2 little girls ages 7 and 4 strapped in the back. He didn't just flee police, he dragged his kids straight toward an encounter with Arkansas state troopers where high-speed chases don't end softly. This was the kind of run that leads to a violent highway speed pit. The ASP trooper had no idea children were in the vehicle when he executed a perfect pit at roughly 117 miles per hour. The impact was brutal. The SUV flipped, went upside down, and landed hard in the ditch. The crash was violent enough that it's honestly a miracle the kids survived.
Hot Springs, a white male just fled on foot. I can't give chase to him. There's some juveniles, small juveniles that have just crawled out.
At speeds like that, we've seen far worse. The driver ran into the woods and left them behind, injured from the rollover. The next day, troopers tracked driver down and arrested him, putting an end to a run that should have never included kids in the first place. A routine traffic stop for expired paper tags quickly spiraled out of control on March 26, 2026. An ASP trooper pulled over a banged-up Jeep Cherokee in Fort Smith, but the driver was instantly acting sketchy. Sweating it out and outright refusing a vehicle search, the trooper decided to call in a local K-9 unit. But instead of waiting for the dog to catch his scent, the suspect made a sudden, desperate dash back to his driver's seat, slammed the gas, and kicked off a wildly dangerous city pursuit. Tearing through a quiet 25 miles per hour residential zone at over 60 miles per hour, the fleeing Jeep showed absolutely zero regard for the surrounding neighborhoods. The chaotic run quickly escalated, hitting blistering speeds of 101 miles per hour down Midland Boulevard and nearly causing a catastrophic T-bone collision with a passing SUV.
30 seconds, South Country Message Kelly.
Copy, approaching Kelly. Is it an SUV? A Jeep SUV? Or what right now?
Yes, it's an SUV. TVI, TVI.
SUV.
Yes, it's a Jeep SUV. TVI, TVI.
Hands! Hands! Show your hands! 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 No! Hey, I got it.
You got it? All right.
You better put your hands out the fucking window now! Pull out now!
A trooper lined up a second decisive pit maneuver, finally sending the runaway Jeep spinning off the asphalt and crashing to a halt right in someone's front yard. Troopers immediately established lethal coverage, forcing the driver to step out with his hands up. A quick search of the center console revealed exactly why he bolted: suspected Xanax bars and a glass pipe. Now, Joseph Carl Bassett is sitting in the Sebastian County Jail, facing a mountain of charges, including felony fleeing, drug possession, and an active warrant for a $1,000 hot check. With those charges stacked against him, Bassett is staring down a potential 6 to 15 years in an Arkansas state prison for a run that simply wasn't worth it. On August 29, 2025, in the early morning hours, Wisconsin law enforcement received a statewide crime alert for a white Hyundai stolen from a homicide scene in Dane County. Just after 9 a.m., an officer in Marinette spotted the vehicle. When he attempted a traffic stop, 23-year-old Andrew Lloyd Collimore floored it, sparking a dangerous pursuit on U.S. Highway 41. Deputies set up spike strips, but Collimore swerved around them. Moments later, he lost control, rolling the SUV into a ditch near exit 216 in Peshtigo. Even after surviving that kind of violent crash, it still wasn't enough to stop him from losing his life that day. He climbed out armed with a sharp-edged weapon, ignoring every command as officers surrounded him.
6 underneath. He's armed with a knife.
Don't move! Don't move! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Guy, drop the knife. Can you talk to us, please?
You're supposed to execute me.
Just drop the knife, man. Just want to talk. Just want to talk.
On the ground! On the ground!
Don't move!
You're supposed to execute me.
Just drop the knife, man. Just want to talk. Just want to talk.
On the ground! On the ground!
Don't move!
When Collimore suddenly advanced toward officers, Sheriff Randy Miller deployed a taser while 2 Marinette officers opened fire in self-defense. He collapsed, was rushed to a nearby hospital, and pronounced dead. No officers were injured. On August 22, 2024, deputies in Seminole County put out a bolo for a black vehicle tied to an occupied burglary in Chulota. Not long after, FHP troopers spotted the suspect car. Instead of pulling over the driver, 38-year-old Johnny Jabbar Talton hit the gas, and a multi-agency pursuit headed straight into Orange County.
Dispatch to Seminole County. I have a trooper directly behind the vehicle. Are you lighting it up?
I'm 1031.
Last person we said, turn on your traffic.
1031 and just try to ram a vehicle.
I copy that. You're 1031. Did you say that rammed into a vehicle?
Yeah, attempted to ram a Hummer.
Last person, if you can update your 1020 with me. It looks like you're passing the 98 with me.
Yeah, that's 10-4.
How's speed and traffic conditions?
Traffic is light. I'm right at about the 94.
Copy, light traffic at the 94.
Talton pushed the car hard, blowing through lights and putting everyone on the road at risk. But running into Orange County with FHP on your tail is never a smart idea, and this chase was already on borrowed time.
Copy, westbound approaching Maple Street.
10-4.
Hey, that's 51. I copy 1116, 10-51.
Alright, we're going back eastbound.
Copy.
Just attempted Fayetteville pit.
I copy you going back eastbound now. 10-9, the rest of your last chapter. The helo is 51, signal 13, and we're working on trying to switch to a metro patch for Orange County, signal 14. Alright, and then the right was it Shader Road? Copy, pit maneuver.
Near Shader Road and Eunice Avenue, a trooper went in for the pit. The car spun out, smashed into a fence, and it was over. 4 people were pulled from the wreck, 2 seriously hurt. Talton was arrested on multiple felonies, including aggravated fleeing, burglary, and criminal mischief. With those charges stacked, he could be looking at around 20 years behind bars if convicted. On September 24th, 2022, in Arkansas, Trooper Morphus ran a quick plate check on a black Chevy Tahoe and discovered it was stolen out of Little Rock. When the driver refused to stop, the chase was on.
Speeds are 63. They've had their blinker on. I don't know if that's supposed to be their flashers or what. This reason for stop was expired tags. You're going to take primary on this whenever you get towed up.
Another Arkansas trooper soon joined the pursuit and moved into the lead position.
Calling at speed of 62, we're still south. Traffic's light.
0350.
If you want to pit now, that as slow as we're going, you can try. Pit. Stormy ambulance, all over.
The lead trooper executed a pit, sending the Tahoe into a ditch where it overturned and landed on its roof. The suspect was arrested at the scene and taken into custody. With felony, fleeing, and a stolen vehicle charge, he faces a decade in prison.